Hi everyone. Welcome to the Soapwire Podcast brought to you by the TV Cave. I am Ashley Sheree
Hey y'all, it's your girl Deneen.
and this is where you're gonna get our thoughts on our stories and a certain storylines and topic. Will we cover everything? Probably not, but just the things that really got our, nerves going in a good way or, sometimes General Hospital in a bad way. So let's jump right in. So I didn't see any breaking news, neither did Neen. So we're gonna move on. The only thing is, of course, during this time, CBS always has the NCAA championship. So it messes up our time with our stories. So usually it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they have them, them doggone basketball games Thursday and Friday. So can't wait till that's over so we could get back into the throes of everything. I have
Not
this
madness, she's ready for it to be over.
ready, please. My man loves it. I'm happy for him, but even though he likes the NBA better, but he'll still do like, the NCAA. And I'm just like, I was like, this is messing up my story time. Like, I'll be at work for you, but it ain't working for me, sir. So,
Hello.
but I have to say too, we'll get into Wednesday's episode, but wasn't it so good? I thought it was amazing for BTG. Yeah,
I had a lot of emotions.
girl, girl.
Like
It
I
was.
I was full. Like I was very full afterwards. Like very in my feelings.
And this is when I'm just like BCG, like if you do things like this, I need to go back and see who wrote that episode too, like who were the the script writers and things of that nature because there are just certain episodes that they do which are like literally amazing and then they'll give us episodes that, but then I'm like, you know what, actually they have to do over 200 episodes a year, so everything isn't gonna hit. But I do believe if they just focus more on a Dupree family,
Yeah.
I I do feel like fans would be a lot more happy because I've seen a lot, especially on Twitter, where it's just like and they always say like, power for black family, like we're wealthy too. They're like, where is the power part? And I feel like Wednesday gave us some of the power part. So
I'm glad she said that. Okay.
Well, let's
Listen.
get it. Let's get to the other thing. So I think we touched on this like a little bit last week, but it was basically when, Leslie is just on her continued terror, and I'm just exhausted by her, and just like ruining Chelsea's wedding plans. And I think I'm just confused as to why, because I thought that, you had something against Nicole. Am I mistaken? Like,
Like it's literally now you got it for the whole Dupree family. Like even thinking about everything with the construction for the house. Like
hmm
you don't just want that house to want that house. You want that house because you know it's going to mess with them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Even
It's
though Ted was the one you messed with and he ain't got no Dupree blood in him.
it
So I'm a little confused.
thank you. That is the whole thing. Now it would have been different, I feel like, if, Leslie Dana Honolulu Sherry had found out about, her Barbara ties before she even got there because I think that would have made more sense versus like her finding out like later on and then getting money from Anita. But it's just weird to me because her whole thing was like she didn't have Ted and Nicole had Ted, and that's what it was. And now it just feels like it's seeped into the rest of the Duprees. I don't think it's funny. Like I didn't think anything was funny about her doing that to Chelsea. Um,
Because Chelsea don't mess with nobody. Like if
she don't.
anything, you've had words several times with Kat. You haven't really
hmm
had words with Chelsea. Chelsea is very much so like
Airheaded
talk to
bubble
people.
head. Yeah, like
Like,
doo, 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 in
leave
her
her
world.
alone. What are you doing?
Exactly. She don't do nothing to nobody. If anything, she's another one that's impulsive too, like Kat. So like she'll do things that'll wreck her own life and her own relationship versus like, anything else. So I just didn't get it. And then like also just the constant push for Isaiah and Eva to get married. They just got together and it more so feels like Isaiah is the one who like loves Eva down. Because did you see he wanted to say it and she stopped him?
So I didn't know if I was the only person that caught that because I'm like, why is he running down the plans and what Leslie's done? Like he's going for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she didn't, talk to these people. Yeah, she got the whole thing playing. Like you're giving off the impression, as far as what I can tell, that you're down with the plan.
Yes, like, and even with him too, like, basically when he was talking to, like, and Kat was trying to warn him, of course, she's always trying to warn people, and people just don't want to listen. To me, it felt like he thought that everything that Leslie was doing was funny, and that was weird to me. And I understand him, like, talking about Ted and, what Ted did, but also it takes two to tango. That woman knew that he was married as well. So, like, it's both of them. And she clearly had a vendetta against Nicole and her family because Ted didn't want her. So, and it's just like, so Isaiah, like, you're okay with that. That's what you're giving me right now, which is like super weird. I would be looking like, what the hell am I getting into? What type of family am I getting into? Like, I banged with my girlfriend, and obviously he is starting to love her because he was about to say it, and homegirl stopped him. But like, this is your mother is a lot, and then
You
that
think they're gonna end up getting married? You think it's gonna be like some quick, oh my God, I love you. I love you too. Let's just do it. Like,
I don't know if they'll get married because I feel like, Eva can't have her happy ending yet because she also hasn't had her comeuppance, I feel like. And also there has to be a reason why they were so heavily talking about, his former girlfriend. And to be honest, looking at it, like, you were so in love with your former girlfriend and so heartbroken. Now you have a new girlfriend already, like, and you're about to say I love you, and she had to stop you from saying it. So I don't know. I do feel like Isaiah has some skeletons in his closet. I do feel as though, but I do feel like he is more honest out of the two when it comes to like Eva and him, because I do feel like he really wants to, to make it work. So I don't know, but she definitely, just I don't know, just I don't know. Leslie Dana and Lulu Sherry is just such a nuisance to me. Like, I just I technically like couldn't deal with it. But one scene that I really did like too was him and Joey as well. Like,
I always love him and Joey scenes. Like, it's very much so like mentorship, like,
yep,
like
yep.
a second fatherly.
Very
That's
fatherly.
yeah. And
Yeah,
it shows like a more humane side of Joey too, which
exactly.
I appreciate.
And you rarely see that with Joey. So like you get a glimpse of it with Vanessa, of course, but I don't know, it's just something different when he's with like Isaiah. It's just like, I don't know. It's kind of like almost like a proud father type of look that he gets when he comes in. It's just like a very different. And I do love that for Isaiah to have a father figure who actually believes in him, even though Joey is not the best type of father figure to have. He really isn't. Especially with his ties and criminal dealings and things of that nature. But I do feel like he gives Isaiah something that he doesn't have, unfortunately, from Elon.
That's real.
Yeah, but I definitely had to say, like, I really, really did, enjoy it. Also, like, so Shanice and her aunt were gossiping about the hospital. So I thought that that was kind of like a cute, little scene. And it's not like she isn't wrong. It's messy. That hospital is messy. When you go down the timeline, and I feel like they don't even know about Ashley and Grayson. So that's like a they're their own General Hospital messiness, giving messy in the hospital something that General Hospital won't do. So, I mean,
The way we be in sync, because I was literally sitting there as they was like sitting at the table gossiping and was just like, yeah, because that's her partner, her husband, her ex-husband's partner and his best friend, and she messing with him. Oh, so she stopped dating? Nah, she dating both of them. And I'm just like, come on for the drama. Like
yes,
the drama.
like give it to us. So I just love, like, hospitals are messy. So it is definitely, I feel like
Right.
it's nice to have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us that. So that was cute. And I also, I really did like how her aunt gave a lashing to Leslie Dean and Honolulu Sherry too, because ain't nobody scared of you, bruh.
You need to be humbled all the time.
All the time.
All the
All
time.
the time. Ugh, jeez, freaking Louise. So, and then she came in and cornered Derek, and he had to send a picture to Eva. Like, it's just a lot, and I think like this is why we get so annoyed. You know how many times that I mentioned her cornering people just in probably like 5 minutes.
Hmm. Like she's literally, okay, so I enjoyed her and what was it? The contractor, the supervisor, the
Oh yes, yes,
and I feel like it just showed how manipulative she wants to be with men. That is
yep.
purposeful. That is like she sat at the table and she was like, I know what to do to get
Hmm.
a man on my back. I'm like, okay, we proud of being a hoe. That's
Yes,
we everybody okay. But then it's like a part of me hates it so much because it's like, why are you instilling that as if it's the right thing to do? Like
yes.
you're proud of it. Like you're proud of stealing people men. You're proud of doing things, using what you got to get what you want. Like
Yeah.
that's literally the mentality that you're living with, and you're proud of it. So I'm glad when Shorty came in and was like, "I'm a woman," like when she thought she was like, "I'm a woman, hear me roar." Like
Yeah, it's
you're
like
not about to pull your titties up and perk your lips out and make me feel like something. No,
mm-mm. And
that's like this is her only weapon.
it really is. And she does things to ruin everybody else's happiness. Like Leslie Diana and Lulu Sherry is miserable. To me, she just gives miserable. Not it doesn't give a villain. It just gives once again a miserable character who's
Yeah,
real.
fighting being relevant.
Yep,
Like
yep,
you want to be relevant so bad, even when it comes down to like doing everything with Cat's wedding.
yes. That's the.
It ain't about you, boo. It ain't about Eva
It,
either.
not at all. And Eva isn't thinking about marrying Isaiah yet because it looks like she's a little bit squeamish about, their relationship. To be honest, like, I think she has feelings for him, but I do think that I think she's gonna have to unpack a lot of her past and her history. And I feel like that's where they're going with Eva. Like, having to be raised by a man who didn't want to raise her, but just, did what he had to do because he was married to her mother, not knowing her father, and then her mother basically gearing her up to have a takedown of her father who didn't even know she even existed. So then there's that too. And I don't feel like even unpack like your mother lied to you for like 20 some odd years and it's still always mama like I don't know. That's something with her that I think like I will be looking forward to just to see how she continues to unpack like her upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely like, back to the construction, like I do agree with you. Like she's always trying to use like her, sexual appeal and things of that nature to just get what she wants or just to even, be hateful to others. Like that's really her thing.
Had green leather skirt on this week, and when I say that skirt was so sharp,
It
that skirt
was.
was sharp, y'all. She was giving me alphabet. I'm like, okay, wicked witch of the west. Like you just out here just twirling like a
Maybe that's what is that? Jesser Featherstone Winfield. Maybe that is the costume designer BTG. Maybe that's what she was going for, like low key.
like you was out here giving alphabet. Like I see you.
Yo, that's very true. And that was a sharp skirt. It was nice. It looked amazing on her. Just because I may not like Leslie Dana on a Lou Sharon right now, doesn't mean I can't say when girl looks good. She looked good.
Uh,
But even that brings me to why does everybody always go to Ted thinking that he can rein her in? He's never reined her in. Like, what are we talking about here?
20 years. Like
Like
these
what?
bag, you make it seem like they literally have maintained this relationship and was cordial all these years. Like he ain't got no dealings with her. He don't want to have dealings with her. His only thing is to his adult daughter, which
Yep.
I think they forget as well that Eva is a full blown
Adult.
adult.
Like she has to be in her early mid 20s. Like, come on now. And even with her like running to him, I thought she was rude because she didn't even say excuse me. Like she just totally. eggs, Shanice. Like she wasn't even standing there. So, and then, went in and, told him everything. And I was just like, at the end of the day, the relationship that he had with Nicole is not the relationship that he has with Leslie. There have been multiple times where we've seen conversations where it's just like they know that they have to go to each other to talk about their children. So, like, they have crucial conversations about their kid, but Leslie Dane Lou Sherry doesn't give that same energy when Ted comes to her to talk about, whatever, or, it just doesn't, it's because she's immature to me. So maybe that's what it is. People can think it's funny. I don't. I just rarely I don't enjoy her unless she's
I think
with
it's mocking.
huh?
I think it's mocking. Like
Yeah.
it's like what is that, like a satire type humor? But no, I don't think
Yeah.
it's funny.
And it just doesn't work. I don't know. I don't know. Just keep her with Malone and Joey and then also find her another storyline that actually like works for her. And then maybe we can do something. Cause at this point in time, I was tired. Okay. Like I just can't. But yeah, so let's just move on and let's talk about the one of the greatest like
Mm.
episodes that they've had. Wednesday was amazing, and it also just had to deal with Bill and Anita and Bill and Kat. Um, those both of those scenes were just like stellar to me. I love to hate Bill.
You can't make me hate him. And I wanted to text you so bad after
You
those
could
scenes. Like, I'll
you could
never
have.
hate Bill. You can't make me hate him. Because the human decency in him peaks
Yep.
at the right times.
Yes. No, and that's what it is because granted, I'll never want him with Danny, even though I know I'm quite aware that they're going to get back together sooner or later. But the way that they write him is so freaking good that you can't, because that's why I always say, like, he really is like freaking like Adam from All My Children, because you couldn't hate Adam. Like, even with all the crazy ish that he did, or like Asa Buchanan, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to hate them, but they were like, the way that the actors did it, like it just worked where as a viewer, as a fan, like you would get mad at them and then they would do something where you like them again. And also, even with the characters that I mentioned, not and even including Bill, they always stood for their children. They didn't play about their children. Now they may have did some, some grimy ass thing to the women that they loved. Like
Yeah.
all of them, like
Yeah.
in atrociousness. Like we could just name so many women, Brooke, Liza, you know what I'm saying? Like it, on and on and on. But they never played about their children, and even if they went about it the wrong way, you knew that they loved them. And that's also what Bill gives me. And just having the chance and the opportunity to see him even expound more on, what happened to him as a child and how he viewed his mother and his father and
See my
who
mother. Like
child.
every time he kept saying, "I see my mother," and then telling her, don't you stop fighting. Don't you let it take your life."
Yep.
Like, and then Anita understand, like, because it was how he was sitting in like the lounge chair and he would not look over to the couch. Like
Nope.
he
And
couldn't
did you
look.
see his like facial expressions? Like he was fidgeting.
He was
He was
feeling
trying to
like he was
control his breath.
scared. Yes, like he was scared, he was fearful, like he had got took back to a place that he was trying to come out of, like
Hmm.
the type of emotion that you was able to see in his face without
Yep.
another man even being delivered
Timon
was
did that.
phenomenal.
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 Yeah, Timon like really,
And
really,
he gonna
really did that.
deliver every
Yeah.
time.
Every freaking time. And it's just like it's just like, damn, I gotta like he is that morally great character
Yep.
that you just can't help but really like and this is how I know the writers love Bill because of the way that they write him. Sometimes they just write him exceptionally well.
Yeah.
And
Like
you're
even the
just
conversation with Kat when Kat got to the house, like it was just like
it just like worked, but just even well going back to Anita too real quickly, like everything that he said to her, I just was like really feeling and how he brought up, how Vernon treats her. And he was just like basically like he was always uplifting you. He always wanted your light to shine. And that's not what my mother had got, unfortunately. And it also makes you realize kids see everything. They're very much aware of
Yes, they
what's
may
going
not
on.
understand what is going on, but they're taking mental snapshots and processing it later. And sometimes the
Hmm.
later comes in adulthood.
Yep. Yep. And they know, and kids know when something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? So to go from seeing that, and also realizing that his father took something from his mother and then seeing how Vernon treats Anita, I owe it, and I'll stand by this. Bill loves Anita and Vernon
Them his
more
parents.
than he loves Danny, and it's because of his childhood. Like, I feel like he wanted that family aspect more than Danny, if I'm being honest. Like, I do believe he loved her, but I think it was something about that family in particular, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's the I don't know. I think the same one that kind of had the conversation that we had maybe like a month or so ago about Andre. Like
Yeah.
that's just a community is something that a lot of people look for, a lot of Black men look for as well. Like a place that I'm
Hmm.
to be vulnerable, have a role model, and see how that role model not only provides, protects, but loves their family
Exactly.
to the point that it pulls you in.
Yep. And, and it's just so telling, so good. And just going back into like what you said too with Kat, like
When she walked through the door, it was like and he telling her, my number ain't never changed. Like,
that
when
was
he
such an uncle move.
was like, y'all, and I'm
That is
like,
such that family member that you haven't talked to in a minute, and and they're more like cool about it, but you know that their feelings are hurt because you haven't reached out to them like you used to. So,
it don't matter. But and we've also had conversations before how he's looked out for Kat from a
hmm,
distance. Like even conversation with Tomas and like it was another incident that had happened where he had to like speak up or check on Kat on her
yep,
behalf. And it's like even with Martin,
yeah.
you never really let the situation, I want to say beef with Danny, but you never really let everything that was going on with Danny, if the family didn't let it interfere, you've always kind of been consistent. That's why I will never hate Bill.
Exactly. Like, and there's also been some rumors on Twitter, and too, and I have to admit it, it's true. Like, Danny and Bill treat Kat better than their own parents, and that's hard for me to admit, even as a fan of Nicole. But I've also stated I really don't like how Nicole is written. Um,
Yeah.
but it is true. Like, how Kat went to Danny's house, and Danny was so excited to see her, and just like okay,
Thank you,
like the
see, like they give her
yes.
grace. They give her a lot of grace.
They give her a lot of grace, and I feel like they understand Kat. Um, and also somebody had added me and they were like, I think what it is basically they believe that maybe Kat was a lot closer to Ted, and which I can kind of see too, because every time there's a problem, Nicole goes to Ted to talk to her, to like reach her if she can't. And they'll have like, some monumental good scenes, but we also know that she was always with Chelsea all the time, like growing up. So she kind of was able to also have that additional parenting from Danny and Bill too. And I think that's also where a lot of the relationship does come from. I do wish that Nicole and Ted were better parents to Kat for it to be their miracle baby. They definitely don't treat her like it. Even I say the Richardson family because I include Martin in this too. I don't feel like Martin treats his sister well for the fact that he called her unnurturing and she's living with the grand and she made up this whole garden brunt situation, but she's unnurturing. She was the one who actually consoled your mother when all of that happened. Like Kat has done multiple
Laid on the
things,
couch with that blanket and held her mom in her arms. Like,
but she's not nurturing. It's just
okay.
like, like come on, like let's be so for real. So
And
I
I think that that's very stereotypical the way we say like masculinity is a spectrum, femininity is a spectrum as well. So it's like you're literally calling her out saying that she's not nurturing when she's very protective over her family.
yes, and that's part of being nurturing.
Absolutely.
Look, what are we talking about here? So yeah, it makes me want Kat to be around more of like Danny and Bill than Ted and Nicole because even with Ted, like you're not going to fact that I remember him basically with Eva talking about his daughter. Like they don't rock with each other like that. Like why would you even bring that up? There's just certain things that they do like Nicole and Ted that just really it's like, ugh, it makes me cringe, unfortunately. So I do hope that, maybe like with some of the writing there, they'll get a little bit better with that. Do you have anything else for BTG?
Um, this was also this week as far as Naomi and
Oh, yes, and we forgot about Vernon and Leslie too. But yes, I completely forgot. I mean, maybe
I
I
think because
completely
Bill and Anita came like later in the week. I think it was so many like heavy emotional scenes this week, like that was like passion drama, because we started off the week with Naomi's dream of Jacob being gunned down in
hmm
line of duty, and just like the rawness that came from both her, um, as well as Danny in those scenes of just like a mother and a daughter, a wife, that grief even for it being like for that to have been a dream.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how they shot it because when she woke up, she still had tears in her eyes when Jacob was sitting there. I'm like, hey, if y'all told Danny run out, Jacob sit down, y'all did that right because these emotions,
Go,
the
go, 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 go.
emotions still captured in Naomi's face, like her face. You like if you ever had one of those dreams and you woke up and you still have tears, you was crying, and you know it was
Yeah.
real. Baby, I felt that.
I think for me, here I go trying to. I think the storyline gives me pause because I'm just like, like I don't know. I thought the acting was great, but I
Yeah.
just think like with the story, I'm kind of like blah 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 type a
I'm trying
little
to figure
bit.
out where is it going.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where it's going. I know in the previews for next week, Smitty was like, Jacob, we said it's dangerous now. I'm pulling you out. So I'm like, okay, what happened with the danger? Like what's
It
going on?
was out, and the fact that Smitty, how you gonna pull somebody out? You're a reporter. I can't win.
I'm done. We pulling you out. We like Smitty said he pulling the job. That's why I
Oh.
rock with Smitty. Y'all can't never make me hate Smitty either.
Yeah, no, no. But I do wish that they would bring on like maybe his mother or something. Like I would
Yeah,
love to see
what's the
like
community like?
yeah, one just at least one family member. It could be a day player. They don't have to be, fully integrated. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing. Oh yeah. Also, I did like that basically, well, I didn't like that Nicole told Vanessa, like, don't, give her time and space. Like, I was just like, Nicole, or like, what? It's like, no, I don't think she should badger her, but I do feel like she should still reach out to her? And how is Joey gonna have like a better advice than the psychiatrist, which was crazy to me because I did feel like that was better, like letting her know, like calling her and leaving her a message just so she knows, like, I know you're mad at me. I know you're upset with me. I'm not gonna bother you like that, but please know if you need me, I'm here. Sometimes you need to do that, and I agreed with that stance more than what Nicole said. What were your thoughts? Because you the counselor.
Um, I've always felt that Nicole is too opinionated. Like
Yeah,
one of the things with being a therapist is you're not giving people your advice. Like you're giving them the tools to be empowered by using their own voice. So if I come in there and I'm just like, well, you need to do X, Y, and Z, X, Y, and Z might not work for you.
yeah.
Like I feel like Nicole brings a lot of her own experiences into things. And I feel like when I have conversations with my friends, I always be like, I feel like it's a difference between talking to my therapist friends
Mm-hmm.
and we all know we got that hat on, and we'll be like, wait, I've been in sessions all day. Let
Let
me
me
know if
take
I'm not
that off.
talking regular. Let me take that hat off. And like with my other friends that are not like necessarily like clinicians, I'm not therapizing you. Am I? Like I'm not because it's a line that you don't want to cross. And then
Yeah.
also one, you don't want people to feel like they can always come to you and you put that hat on because when are you able to take it off?
Oof.
And two is like that's unfair to the friendship because is it really a friendship?
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm
And
doing my
I
job
think
and we're
Vanessa
supposed to be
felt
friends.
yeah, we're supposed to be friends. Like I
Yeah.
think Vanessa felt judged and
Yeah.
she kind of like withdrew.
Yeah. And then she ran straight to Joey, which is like her safe place and her comfort. And I thought he did amazing if I'm gonna like keep it real. So
Like Joey is a person. I like seeing Joey as a person.
exactly, exactly. But also you have to give the major shout out to Vernon. Like Vernon deserves all the shout out ever because he finally showed his powerful side, and that's where we're gonna end it on. Too with BTG, like
Sorry.
him telling her game on. Like I said, yes.
And it was the eyes. Oh,
He not
his
playing
eyes
around.
was, hey, don't come for me and my family. I'm just getting started.
Exactly. And you know who put that
Okay,
battery in his
Vern.
back? Cat. Like protect your
Yeah.
family.
And
You
she's
are
sitting in the
powerful.
corner like, hey.
She was so happy, and I love that for her. Like, finally, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's what we were saying. That's what we want from them. Like, having Vernon really stand up to her and be like, bring it. Like, for me, it felt like, even though he didn't say it, it felt like, bring it, bitch. Like, that was the energy that he was giving me. And I just felt like, it was just great to see. I love to see the powerful Duprees because the Spaldings on Guiding Light, the Quartermaines on General Hospital, the Newmans and Abbotts on Young and the Restless, Damaras on Days, especially the Kyriakis, okay? Especially
Yeah.
they they would never let somebody come up in there and think they got the one up on them. So like let's figure this out so the Duprees can also be like you ain't coming up here with the one up. Victor's still fighting for his company over there. He kicked out his own wife. We'll get to that later. But that's all we have for Beyond the Gates BTG. So let's mosey on right along to Bold and the Beautiful. I have to say, I do be entertained lately by Bode. I mean the 18 minutes and 30 seconds be working for me lately. I'm just saying like so one of the things that I really did love too is Steffi had to tell Electra and Ivy like she's not changing her mind. I thought it was extremely unprofessional of Ivy and Electra to go walking up in there and basically demand for her to fire like Dylan. It like who the hell you think you're talking to? And I already told you this, Electra.
Because we talked about that audacity and entitlement for the last
Yes.
episodes. And it's just like the grace is no longer being extended because she's not humble.
At all. How are you gonna go to the CEO and demand for somebody to be fired? Like, you're crazy for personal issues. Please, please stop. Like, I was just like, I can't. But also, RJ and Will had some worries. I'm like, RJ, please sit down. Like, and then he runs and tells daddy, and Briz is just like, whatever, like he can stay type of situation. He doesn't agree with what his parents did. But what really, you know, turned my tone curt was when when he went to his parents, Katie and Bill, and like who you think you talking to? This is like one of my favorite like lines lately. Like I just can't stop saying it because for real, some of these kids and people, who you think you talking to? Like he was really, Bill, and I appreciated Bill was like, whoa, whoa now. And this is business. Let me school you on business, and you won't be talking to your mother that way. Yes, period. Did you see? Do you have any thoughts on those scenes?
No. And I'm not even trying to be because y'all be so funny anytime I say no comment. Like, no, it's just I I be overbold.
I could get it.
I be trying so hard, y'all. And I had fell into it for a little bit. It was a lot going on. I was, oh, do that mean I miss Luna? No.
You might.
I don't know, but I feel like Alexa is starting to act like Luna. Like she's starting to irritate me. So
Electra is such a whiny. She's annoying everybody. Her and Miss It's Not Proper is like
have to be like that. I don't know how I feel about Ivy either though.
I can't stand Ivy now. She's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Um Plotting and scheming, and she was also like super cringe with RJ. Like, why are you talking about his muscles? Like, it was just like, girl, you're doing entirely too much. Let's bring it on down. I was like, ew. Oh, yeah. That was just yeah, it was just super freaking weird. And of course, her and whole Daphne situation. But what I really did enjoy
And
is like,
I
Daphne,
like
just
Daphne
tell.
in the beginning. I really enjoyed Daphne in the beginning. When she came in, I thought it was gonna be like a breath of fresh air, differences in opinions. Carter,
It's
her. I don't even know how I feel about her and Carter anymore.
Oh, I mean they don't one, they don't even show them enough
Yeah.
is one. And two, if you really feel some type of way, then tell on her. Like Ivy doesn't have any stain or say. Like I would be like, all right, I'm just gonna tell them. But I know that it wouldn't make for soap them, so I get it. But like who is Ivy? Like let's be so freaking for real right now. So yeah, but what I really did like is Dylan like putting Electra in her place. Like she went in and it was time. She was like, I had nowhere to live. She was like, how do you expect me to get a job and move out in like 3 days? And she she was like, you literally have a silver spoon in your mouth. You live in a freaking mansion. I was living in my car and I was unsafe. And it was all facts and it was true. And it made not Ivy, it made Electra look even more crazy because that's like the
Yeah.
thing I've been saying. Like, I just feel like she should have went to her man with her issues and concerns. So, you know,
The,
that's just my thing. That's just my thing. And yeah, oh yeah. So you ready to go on to days?
these are the days of wrong.
Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. It felt kind of like Laxy Daisy week. I just really enjoyed Monday the most. And it's so crazy now because now I'm enjoying Stephanie. And I could and the
Hey, do you
only
feel like she's like boss fighting back mode? Like, is that why?
No, it's just because I think I enjoyed the hostage, not the
Okay.
stalking, but when they were
Okay.
held together
Okay.
and Jeremy was there because when I just because at first I thought it wasn't Jeremy and then it made me think it was because it was nobody else. Like I knew Owen was coming, but I was like, we haven't seen him. So it's just like, well, maybe it really is, Jeremy. But then for them coming in, and I think also what makes me really like it is just because I see the potential. But I also am aware that soap fans can have nice things. So I know that the potential is there for a great triangle between Jeremy, Stephanie, and Alex, but I already know they're not going to give it to us because I feel like they dug their heels in when it concerns Stephanie and Alex, who are cousins. But and that's just the thing, and I think like I see so much potential in that story with her, fighting her trauma, them bonding, Alex being
That's
jealous.
it. I think that's it for me because I feel like since I started watching Days, I kind of saw her as a damsel. Like I
Mm-hmm.
haven't really seen her be like too opinionated, fight. Like that's why I'm like, because she fought back, she kind of bossed up. I think that's kind of made me like the character as well because
Yeah.
I didn't see her as, I don't want to say a prop because I always saw her storylines with Alex or with Philip and when everything was going on with like Xander and Sarah and she knew, but that's also when I came in today's. So
Yeah.
this is when I'm able to really see her like, oh, she got her own shit going on too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Stephanie, I like this.
Yeah, finally, like your own story, but kind of it could be a juicy story. And
Yeah.
also, like knowing who her father is, girl, you better have fought back. You know what I'm saying? Like your father is Patch, it's Steve. Like, come on. You know how she had to tell old boy Jeremy how to pick the lock and how to do. Yes, because you know who your father is. Good job, you. Like. It's yeah, I do like it, and I think I was waiting for them for like the rest of the week, and then they didn't show them, and I was just like, oh, like womp womp, because that's who I was like essentially like waiting for, and I was just like, okay, so I guess it's gonna be next week, but I did think it was great that Alex and Jada apologized to Jeremy because they needed to, because they were wrong as hell, and then also Jeremy found out that Stephanie is married, so you already know, like he looked like he didn't like that too much, so we're gonna see where that goes. Also, so Dimitri decided to stay behind and Leo goes home. I don't really care about this story. Do you?
No. Of
Okay,
course.
great. So we can move on. Um, um, so of course they recast Rachel. She looks a little bit older now. I think she pinched Marlena and said, "Girl, like
I feel like it's too soon.
it's too
Like,
soon."
I don't know, maybe that's the wrong thing to say because why are you laughing? I just feel like I literally just got used to that Rachel. I loved how that
Yes.
Rachel was everything in the psych facility. And now when you said she do look older, I feel like the timeline shifted. Like I don't feel like she
Mm.
she's present in the current storyline that's going on. So it kind of like
Oh.
distracted me.
Yeah, I got because I think too that's what took me out of the story is because she was just, rehash so quickly and I found myself not really paying attention
Yeah.
now.
Like what's going on? Who's this person? Like
Yeah, like when she's on, so now I have to get, like
yeah, and it
used.
was so good.
She was. And I like the first Rachel too. So, and the first Rachel gave me complete bratty vibes where I think the second Rachel had more nuance to her too. Still a brat, but still was just like a more of a nuance situation that she had. And I wound up like really like liking her too as well. So I think I got to get used to this new one. You probably do too, just to
Yeah,
kind of like see like where this goes. And also, I do hate that she's being manipulated by my girl Sophia. That's still my girl until she messes with Johnny Chanel. But yeah, that she done she done gave her the freaking, she done gave old boy Tate her brother. I said old boy. Tate, Tate the pills and Holly is just like, "Oh no, you can keep it." You could use it. I'm just like, they both gonna be on psychotic meds, and we'll see how this is gonna work out. Also with Ari and Holly, so with her being on psychotic meds and not really knowing that she's on psychotic meds, she just be going off the handle, mood swings, and it essentially ended her friendship with Ari. And of course, Holly's gonna move out, and then on basically on top of that, Holly is noticing a shift in herself. So she actually went to Sarah, her aunt, to figure out like what's going on. So, did you have any thoughts on that whole situation is?
the whole Tate Holly storyline, Ari included. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I was feeling the young adult cast for a minute, but I also, as I say it, I'm wondering if I feel like their storylines are shifting too fast too.
It's probably because they're trying to get them out. You already know they. First
Yeah,
of all, they're recasting
it really
Ari.
did. And we
Pissed me
really
off.
like this
I
Ari
liked
too.
Marissa Riaz as Ari. Like I thought she was just cute. My whole issue is that they didn't give her a storyline. And I thought they were gonna do that with Theo. That didn't work out. Then they finally give her something with the dude Liam, and then all of a sudden, like they're recasting her, and she won't be seen until sometime in April. I'm like, days, like what are y'all doing? Like I understand recasting soaps, like we're used to that, but especially when an actor hasn't stated that they're leaving, you guys are just recasting off the fly. Like,
That's
and
it.
it's just like, what the hell is going on? Not everybody wants to leave. Like, Billy
And,
Flynn
and
decided he
even with
wanted to
them
leave.
being like filmed so far in advance, these people been gone.
Exactly. Billy Flynn is a great example who plays Chad. Like, he's been on Young and the Restless for how long now? It has to be close to a year now. It
Yeah.
it it has to be. He wasn't ran out and like officially his last season wasn't until February. That's crazy work. So yeah, so I don't know. It's just like the recast is definitely a lot. And just when they were about to give us a story, now old girl is like, about to be gone, which really does suck. Um, so we'll see where this goes. What I did think was cute though with Ari and when she had her date with Liam, of course he's all fidgeting. He's like, oh my God, like so many, people. And she's like, yeah. And then her cousins are cops. He's looking like, oh crap.
Good point.
Like you got JJ, Sean,
Hmm.
like her great grandfather was the commissioner at one point in time, Roman. So like he probably like, oh my God, I gotta get away. Like this is a lot right now. So I thought that was cute. And that was another thing that I do. You already know I love when it's like history. So like to kind of like, I don't know, they had her intertwining with Marlena and Kate and Roman. And I was just like, yes, like,
I
but
was
what?
happy when she first, like when she first came back, she
Hmm.
was on the journey to see everybody. And at the time, y'all know I knew the days. That's when I really knew the relationship between her and Marlena. I'm grandmama. Who your people? Like,
Hmm.
so it shows, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest letdowns with soaps is the recast.
Yes, yes, especially with days. Like, I always give them leeway, but this lately it just feels like a lot. And I'm just like, whoa, y'all, like this is a lot. And I bang with y'all, but goddamn. Like it's just like shit. Like, pardon my French, y'all, but that's just how I feel. And then also, so we had Sean finally come back. And then we got a scene with him and Jada. Y'all already know we are Shaddam fans over here. We've been wanting it for so freaking long. So I'm hoping that they'll like really freaking go that route because I don't want Jada with Theo. Theo is over there lusting over freaking Gabby, who has no idea that he freaking likes her, and she's over and loving on freaking Philip. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, Jada doesn't deserve that. Get her with Sean the way that they be having Google eyes over each other and all of that. They should have been got together. Like, what
This
the
is funny
freak?
because normally you're always for a triangle, and you just like, nah, I don't want none of that. Give her what she deserves. But Jada has been through a lot.
Yeah, like
Been through a lot, and her and Shawnee D was like,
they were vibing, and then it was just
they
dropped.
were.
Like what?
We
Because
saw it, so I know y'all saw it, writers.
yeah, so like for me, and you already know what I want. I want her sister to come back with Sean Douglas Jr. Like that's what I want and have a baby, and then that'll be their whole thing. We ain't forget that he slept with Talia. Like we ain't forget that's a baby. Cause freaking Joy is coming back, and I know that Heifer's pregnant with Alex's baby. So the same thing needs to happen with Talia. Okay, like let's get this moving. I just yeah. So also Sean Rashad and JJ literally got frozen a moment. Frozen a moment. I was just like, JJ, now we gotta get this together. I need you to do some more counseling, bruh.
You can't catch a break. Ain't been on the screen in how long and you get shot? Like,
Yes, literally, that's what happened. Like they couldn't even warm us up or like let us see him in a couple episodes before. Like, no, pew pew automatically. Like,
that was crazy.
what? I just can't. I just can't. Anything else on days?
Mm-mm, not for me.
All right, let's go on down to General Hospital. Yeah, so for me personally, it wasn't too much that I cared about General Hospital this week besides like, Olivia being her Aggie and judgmental self. Like she didn't sleep with three monsters, have a full-blown relationship with Johnny Sakara, have a one-night stand with Julie and Jerome and have a baby, and also had a baby at 16 by Sonny Corinto. Girl, if you don't sit your ass down somewhere, I couldn't believe how judgmental she was being. I couldn't.
I couldn't believe how quartermain she was being.
I didn't even feel like she was being a freaking quartermain.
Like we'll come for each other, but can't nobody else come for us.
That
It's
part,
crazy
but
because he just got so much praise after coming down with the shotgun a couple of weeks ago.
yes. And that was one of the times where I was just like, I was with her with that. Yes, that as she should. But I had just finished another video before that a couple of weeks ago prior, going in on her about something else she did because she was being a judgy. And I forgot what it was exact. Oh, I think because she didn't have Tracy's back, her in Brooklyn. That pissed me off.
Mhm.
During that storyline. And I went in on her because and she wouldn't allow Tracy to move into Metro Court. And I thought that was like some of the most
Yeah.
grimiest ish I ever saw, and I was not okay with that at all. Then she got some cool points back with the shotgun, and then she just lost everything that she got back just recently.
And that's his house.
Yes, like that is his gatehouse. Like, what are you talking about? And if Leo brings his little tail down there, he shouldn't have done it in the first place.
He
Take
should
your
have done
ass
it.
home. I'm in my own home.
Tell the parent. Why
Yeah.
you can't control your kids? Why your kids down here?
Running around like that. Wiley and Amelia ain't going down there. They not by themselves. They're not
In the main house where
chilling,
your
sleeping in the
kids
playroom where their mommy had just boinked Drew. That's where they at. I'm just saying.
made me choke.
Like, and I did love like how he did bring up Bobby, and then they looked like they was stuck on stupid. Yeah, because y'all ain't gonna say nothing about Bobby, right? Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Because she's a pillar of the community.
Yep.
Okay. and she worked herself up to get to where she needed to be, you
Yeah,
know.
and I like Jacinda.
I'm fine with Jacinda too.
I think
Like,
she cool. She kind of chill.
yeah, like let her be. She did what she had to do to make some money, honey. And that's just what it was. I have no judgment over there for her on that. Like, not in the freaking slightest. So, and
Inflation is
Ned,
real.
Ned,
Inflation is real. She trying to do what she got to do to make it through.
yeah, listen, do what you gotta do. It's times is tough out here. But Ned too, like, bro, like, are you serious too? And I'm happy that Michael called him out on being a you was married to two people at the same time, Lois and Catherine. Okay.
You
You
slept with
you
your aunt
also I
twice.
wanted him to say you slept with my grandmother too. There's so many skeletons in the closet, but I did appreciate how like Tracy heard out Ned and Olivia, but when they was doing too much, she was like, absolutely not. Like, come back down. And then she told Michael too, like, you know, she this girl actually likes you, so treat her right. You need to do better. Like, she's really being a matriarch right now, y'all. Like, she's not. And but the line that got me the most, that what I really appreciated was when they talked about mobsters, and she said fewer than Olivia. Yes, Queen.
She didn't
Yes.
like Olivia for a long time either, and she's still on the fence with Olivia sometimes. So,
I would too. Because at the end of the day, Ned should be married to Alexis. I stand on that.
mm, I used to love Ned and Alexis.
Me too.
Remember when Alexis dressed up as the butler?
Yes.
Y'all didn't know that was her.
To see her damn baby. She was not
I knew
playing.
that was her. Like
Yeah.
y'all ain't know that was
Y'all just let it go. But yeah, like, yeah, they
her.
should be married. And I think the quips and the going back and forth would go over so much better if it was Alexis. Like, it just would work more.
No, because Alexis ain't Natasha right now, so I don't know.
So
She
disappointed
kind
in
of
her. So disappointed in her. Oh, okay. And you said something too earlier about Jacinda and Christina.
Christina likes Jacinda.
Yeah, yeah.
Does Jacinda like Christina? To be continued.
To be continued. And we know that Nathan Parsons or Dean, he's coming back. So I do wonder, we know that Christina is bisexual. So I'm wondering if that's going to be, because obviously they have history. So if that's going to be something too, and they're going to make it into a quadrangle, I don't know. Like we'll definitely see. We don't know yet.
The continuation of Sunny and Luke's kids. We shall see.
We shall see. Exactly, exactly.
We shall see.
Um, you want to talk about Deadbeat Dad,
Jason told Danny that he was leaving to go be with Brett.
which is
And
crazy.
so them sandwiches they was making was hilarious. I was very surprised that Steve bit into his sandwich because you know he's very like health focused.
No.
Everything on there, he took a big bite. I was cracking up. I was like, whoever said Jason takes a bite. But he had the conversation with Danny as far as him having to leave and go help Britt or do whatever Britt needs him to do for Britt. And Danny was like, it's okay. You're helping somebody. Mama wants you to go help somebody.
No, she wouldn't.
It's a lie. And y'all gonna stop lying on my girl.
No, she would. That was the whole reason she left him in the first place. She got tired of being freaking second. Like, are you serious right now? I was like, wait, what?
What the pastor say at church this morning? The devil is a liar, and so are you. because what? Sam, do we remember how when Jason came back 2023, 2024,
One of
2023,
those.
one of
One of
those,
those.
whatever, Pikeman, whatever the fuck Pikeman was going on. Excuse my language. And it was a conversation as far as Sam and Spinelli was like, hey, whatever made Jason go away, we gotta like figure out what's going on because Jason wouldn't just leave his family.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Sam, I wouldn't just leave my family for no reason. As soon as Sam found out that the reason he left his kids and her, and when I say kids, got included, was because of Carly. So
He
you
was
think
done.
she's acting like this because of Carly when Carly has been in the picture way before her? You think she gonna be cool talking about go help Britt?
Okay.
And then he go help Britt before?
Exactly. Isn't that part of the reason he wind up under the rubble at one point in time?
because Rick.
Exactly. Like, I'm like, General Hospital, y'all just love to gaslight y'all viewers. And I'm like, bruh. And you
Would
know
have
what? It's
rather
not just
them say
y'all.
that he was going to go be with Jake.
Thank you. That would have made so much more sense. Like, they
Danny,
re
stay with your grandmama for a couple of weeks. You know, like
or even like even if it was like, okay, I'm going to go visit Jake for a couple of weeks and try and rebuild our relationship. How do you feel about coming with me? And then he could have said no or yes, or he could have went for a little bit and then came back. Like, they refuse to have Jason engrossed in his own children, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it. That would make Jason even more endearing to us because we already know that he's a deadbeat dad. He needs to work
yeah,
on
he's
his relationship with his kids.
in here trying to be around everybody else's kids, but he is.
But his crazy. You literally helped raise Carly's children. What the?
Yes. And with that, I will say that I am excited to see more of a dynamic between Michael and Danny. And I hope y'all
Mhm.
play into that with Jason being gone.
But they don't want to acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what General Hospital problem is with acknowledging deadbeat dads because they did the same thing with Lucky 2 and Aiden. So, like, what the hell? No, they need to acknowledge it, confront it head on, and then allow us to see them rebuild their relationship. I hate that they just, gloss over something like that. You don't get over that. I'm sorry. We need to
They
talk
can
about and
talk
figure out.
about, they can talk. You know what was so crazy? I thought about Xander the other day, and I was like, if Xander was still here, Xander would have been in Cameron's life like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Xander would have been a stand up dad. And
Yeah.
I feel like y'all talk about Sonny as much as y'all want to talk about Sonny. He ain't never left his kids. Sonny, his kids probably didn't left him.
Yeah.
Sonny
Yeah.
ain't left his kids.
You right
Okay.
on that one. You right. And he always wanted to be a father. That's why he was going to stay with Lily until she got blown up.
He fought for Christina.
Yep. He mad. He was mad as hell. Oh, he
Down.
was so pissed.
Fought for Christina down, baby. Fought for Christina down.
Yeah, he was upset.
Morgan, look, think everything that happened with Morgan. Michael threw it all, even when
Hmm.
Michael cut him off. Like
Yep.
Sonny ain't never left his kids.
I'll give you that. You right about that. Sonny don't play about his kids. He may be a mobster, but I mean, like, so what? At least
Dante
he's there
even
for his
left his kids
kids.
at one point. Dante even walked away
Because
from
he was
Rocco.
in the WSB and all
Yep,
that other stuff.
yep. But through the
And
mob and all, Sonny ain't never left them damn
he
kids.
hasn't. And
Ever.
that's the thing, too. So, like, if you can have Rocco talk about how disappointed he was in Dante, why can't you do it for Jake and Danny?
Mhm.
Like, why can't you do it? It it
Agree.
it's a real freaking story. That would General House would be pissing me off because, and this is the thing with soap. Sometimes when they make me so upset because at the end of the day, the good writing is just it's written on a wall for them, but they refuse to acknowledge it sometimes. And I'm just like, why? Douglas Marlin would never.
Even
William J.
Spencer,
Bell would
Spencer and
never.
Nicholas, when Nicholas faked his death and it was the original Spencer. Like you left me, bro. Like what? Tell
Yeah.
these parents what you feel. Like
Tell,
I don't know.
listen,
Like they've never. Like the only time that Danny really said something is when he opened up that gate, that boathouse, and Jason was laying on the floor after being shot. And
exactly.
Danny, wait, what do I have to wait? It's the only time. Next, you chasing them down at the train station. Like I'm just confused. I'm confused.
Literally, literally. And this is when I big up past soap writers Douglas Marlin, William J. Bell, Claire LeBogne. Like
William J. Bell,
legend. Legend. They used to put their foot, Agnes Nixon, they would put their damn foot in those
Bob Goosen.
stories. Y'all was gonna get some
I
good
said it.
stories. Okay? Like literally, I'm chomping at the bits to see old, the Young and the Restless, and old Guiding Light too. Guiding Light, and even as the world turns, like they wasn't playing with their stories back in the day. SoapNet, please come back, please.
I think it'd be nice, like a reunion, one weekend, nonstop soaps.
Non-stop soap, and I would watch it on YouTube, but the stories are all like, they're not together. A lot of them,
Where
unfortunately, all over the place. But yeah. And now, so Lulu and Nathan did the do, but you wouldn't have known.
So they tell us.
They had to tell us.
Dames know before we do.
And I'm just like, listen, at the end of the day, love in the afternoon, you don't have to be booty butt naked,
No.
for us to tell that you've been intimate. Peter Bergman is probably like in his 70s and literally had an intimacy a sexual intimacy with with Stacy, who plays Patty on
Mm.
Young and the Restless. Do your job. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Like, people have been fully clothed, and you knew a love scene was happening just because of the way that they were looking at each other, and then they kissed, you saw the clothes drop, and then it fade to black.
And you go to everybody's feet. The clothes fall at their feet. And that's it.
That is literally it. You can't have love in the afternoon when we don't see it. And I'm not saying it has to be like Jacinda and Michael. I'm not saying it has to be that way. I just said a fade to black, fully clothed. Like, it. It's just is weird. General Hospital is weird. Are we on a Christian network channel? Like,
You
what the
know,
hell is happening?
it's funny you say that because I feel like it lacks passion and desire at some points.
Mm-hmm.
Even with I think Chase in Brooklyn had scenes this last week as well, and he was in the bed, shirt off, and then Brooklyn had on I think like a red robe, like a silk red robe, and I wholeheartedly like respect and understand her reasonings, and it's just like, what is the compromise? Like I feel like you all have a all or nothing perspective, and it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be that.
It and that's what and I feel like that's what the majority of soul fans be saying. Like, we're not asking for booty butt naked. Like, we're really not. Like, you can literally be fully clothed. You could be looking in each other's eyes. It has to be intense, and then you can
Yeah, like
kiss.
see, let us see the desire. Like
Yes. Like, even with the robe,
I
like,
hear more desire in my audible.
and but even like too with the robe, they
Are we
could have
back?
panned away, and we see the robe being thrown. You get what I'm saying? Like, you just know it's gonna happen. So, oh, oops. Oh Lordy, I done lost our girl. I know that she will. I know that she'll probably be back, and she'll jump back on. But basically, at the end of the day, what I'm looking at is just I just really don't understand why we are not able to essentially have those type of scenes. It could be a fade to black. It really doesn't have to be, too much, too little. Like, it really wasn't. It really didn't need to be. So I'm going to definitely move on, chugging right on along to the Young and the Restless. Hope. Okay, there she go. I knew she was coming back, y'all. Sometimes it just takes a minute. Technical difficulties always. But definitely chugging on right along to the Young and the Restless. Neen, are you there yet?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can see you.
Okay,
Can
you
you
can
hear
hear
me?
me.
My phone died, y'all.
Oh,
And
Lordy.
the charger was sitting right next to me, and I thought I had put it on, but I did not.
It went click. I was like, "Oop, she'll be back."
Oops.
Well, before we go on to the Young and the Restless, and also noting, you probably forgot, but we said last week that we were going to talk about, a storyline that, since it's Women's History Month, a woman-led storyline that you really love. So, in case you want to get your juices flowing up there.
Okay. Okay.
But do you have anything else for General Hospital?
Nothing else for GH this week.
So we're moving on right along, and I mentioned this previously too. So essentially, so basically Jack was kidnapped, and his little brother Billy, his son Kyle, and his wife Diane, they do wind up finding him, but they find him in bed with Patty Williams, the woman who used to stalk him and hurt the women that he loved at that time. So essentially, we know that he was drugged, but Diane was
Mhm.
not having it. She slapped the pure D mess out of him, and I was just Susan Walters. She's an amazing soap actress. Like, I do love it when she's
Hands
around.
down.
Like, it
Mhm.
it was just so freaking good. So also Victoria is planning to see Summer to really continue to turn her against her mother Phyllis, because obviously Phyllis took over Newman Enterprises, which she's going to call Summer's conglomerate. I got to get my words together. It's something like that. Nick doesn't want her to do it, but of course, like Victoria's gonna do it anyways. And there was something, it was a line that I really did like, and I think Nick was the one who said it. He was just like, "Stop trying to be so much like dad and see that
Mm.
you have mom in you too." And I was like,
Mm. That's a word. That's a
"It,
word.
it is, it is," because I do feel like she idolizes her father so much that a
Yeah.
lot of times, like she doesn't take in like the Nikki aspect of her.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good line. Who
Mm.
I'll give it to Josh Griffin there. That was a bar. Your writing
I
isn't
love
always
that.
on, but that was a bar. So, and also Adam and Nick are going to be working together to find Matt Clark. Adam has to dig back into his poker game days. And also Victor kicked Nikki out. It's just like I wouldn't go back to be personally because you get one time. You get one time to kick me out my damn house, bro. And that is it. To be honest, if I was Nikki, I wouldn't have left. Like, I don't agree with what you're doing. Jack is my friend. He saved my life. I don't care. It wasn't him who stole Newman Enterprises. Like, chill out. You kick me out, like I'm done. But you know.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah, basically. And also, Diane did leave the Abbott mansion because and I get that. I need to process. Like, granted, I know you were drugged, but you still slept with someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And also, I feel like they're really tiptoeing the line with Victor and SA stories because like
Mm.
he literally years ago too he had a doppelganger for Jack. So Jack was in prison, the real Jack, and he had his doppelganger there, and the doppelganger slept with Phyllis. Phyllis is thinking that this is her husband, and obviously it wasn't.
It's not.
So, and that's what I said too. I don't know if I said this previously, but I was like, it would make more sense for Phyllis to be like, I took over your company because I thought that I was sleeping with my husband, and I was literally sleeping with some man I had no idea. Like, and I was SA'd because I would not have agreed to that. So I feel as though if they would have had Phyllis like really talk about that, it would have been
Yeah.
even more reasonable for us to understand why she has such a hard on. So um, but yeah, so and now it's just like, now he was drugged with him and Patty, were drugged as well, and then they slept together and all of that other stuff like that. So Diane leaves. I think she needs to process the situation of everything that's happened, even if it, wasn't technically his fault, you know. Um, and with that, I know we were going to talk about certain women-led stories that really, that we love. So I have two. I have another one too that I'll talk about next
Okay.
week at the end. But
Okay.
this one specifically is of course it's General Hospital. This is why I go so hard on General Hospital.
You going to your girl and you going to the bushes. You going to her crawling out them bushes. And it's okay because I'm going to my favorite one too, and you probably know what it is. So it's like
I think I
we
do.
know each other, y'all.
We just can't help it. And I always say seared in my brain because I say it for a reason. Like it was just so moving for me. The Elizabeth's SA storyline and how she
Mhm.
connected with Bobby and how Lucky helped her through it. And it was literally the start of an umbrella for Lucky to find out that his mother was SA'd by his father. Like
Mhm.
the
Mm.
storytelling, they're like they don't do it like that no more. They don't do it like that. And how they included the entire family in some way or some aspect. Like,
Yep.
oh God, that's
It was
what
a
we
lot.
be wanting. And this is why like I be dragging General Hospital so bad sometimes because I remember what it was and how it could be. And then
Mm.
also the other one, because like I love Brenda Barrett. Like I loved her down growing up. I loved her being at the center of the triangle, choosing between Sonny and Jax. And I'll admit it,
Mhm.
growing up, I was more of a Jax fan because I think I didn't like the way that Sonny treated her. I have a thing about that. Like,
A bad
you,
boy
you,
perspective.
you gonna marry somebody else and you gonna leave me crying, standing in the rain? Like, really? Like, and her line, her line is that he always leaves me standing in the rain. Those are things that I have never forgotten. I was like 10, y'all. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, General Hospital used to be so good. So Brenda Barrett and Elizabeth Weber, those two storylines for me, top tier. What about you?
Samantha McCall Morgan. Okay, Samantha McCall Morgan. November 2024. No. November 2004. There we go.
Mm.
When the baby Lila story is going to forever and always be my favorite story. General Hospital, period. Like, baby, I remember coming home from school. I gotta see if Sam Baby made it. Like, I
I
shouldn't have
gotta
been
get
thinking about that
ready.
as a kid. Like, oh Lord, please let Sam Baby have made it. I shouldn't have been stressed out about that as a kid.
Hey,
So
girl.
come home and in the arms of the
When they
angel,
could pay for licensing.
your baby dad. That scene itself, like the emotion, Jason telling her that the baby died, her banging on his
Mm,
chest, her banging on his back, leaving out the hospital room to go see if her baby was in the nursery,
yeah.
the funeral scenes, the grave scenes, everything leading after it. Like, I don't think they took the time to acknowledge the mental and emotional toll losing that baby did to her.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah, they
Like,
really
it was
did.
it was like Sonny got his whole family. Jason was the only person who mourned that baby with her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they were mourning that baby 20 plus years later, right? Because when they did the anniversary, what was that, 2017, when baby Jonah, we thought baby Jonah had died.
Hmm.
And they went back and was talking about baby Lila and was at her grave. So, like,
Even like leading up to it, when her and Alexis was arguing, she was like,
in the
"Do
chapel, just do fine, Alexis. I'm like, oh, Jason,
it."
something wrong, my baby.
This is real soap fans,
And
okay?
then for Alexis to turn into her mother, like,
Yeah.
how the baby that was writing, and then everything with Danny, and it's so crazy to me. I thought about this too the other day when Alexis was like, "Danny is my grandson," and I'm like,
I'm
"Well,
happy you remember.
when his uncle was here,
Hmm.
you ain't want to give up the antidote." So,
Yeah. She's been so obsessed with Scout, and I get it, but I'm like, you do have another grandchild too, girl. But you too busy making sure that he could be with his cousin.
mm, mm,
So yeah.
mm.
And with that, so just be sure to follow the Soap Wire on TikTok. It is soap.wire. On Instagram, it is soap_wire. We are still on Blue Sky, but Soap Wire. I need to get back on there. I ain't gonna lie,
I
y'all.
think
So
the app not even on my phone anymore. That's
oh, you don't even have it. Yeah, so I need to get back on it. Um Also, if you want to follow me, on TikTok is it's lady2wise_ASA312. And be sure to follow me there as well. Nee.
Instagram. You can follow me on Neen underscore the therapist or Neen underscore Amanda. Um, TikTok, Neen underscore Amanda.
And I think that'll do it for us today. So be sure to always check us out. Thank you for joining us on the Soapwire podcast brought to you by the TV Cave. And additionally, we drop every Wednesday, maybe 8 a.m., but sometimes a little bit later because, life be life.
Like
So
you
with
like.
that, thank you so much. And we'll see you next week.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.